Second part of this video, I want to explain how much everything costs to build this interior. Now, it's typically deemed that building a store costs a lot of upfront money, and that is normally the case. I mean, obviously, if you get an interior designer and they choose what to get, and then you get it from some designer brands, decor, etc., etc., it adds up. But what I tried doing is I knew I had a budget, but I still wanted something nice, modern, but also it gives a bit of a vintage vibe as well. So that's kind of how I decked out my interior. And honestly, it didn't cost that much. And just to prove it to you, I want to explain how much I got everything for, just so you understand, you know that it's really possible to do a nice thing on a budget as well. So I'll start off with this theme wall over here. This was something I was always really interested in doing. I knew I was going to get a Beowulf name on the wall. I knew I was going to do that. I found someone on Etsy to do that, and it cost me $99 to do. It's a priceless addition to the store, so I think it's a fantastic value out of that one. These two crisscrosses over here cost me $10 to $15, and they were super easy to put onto the wall. All it took is 2 screws. This couch here, believe it or not, is the most expensive thing in the store. It cost me $990, but I got this 2-3 weeks after opening the store because I had a bit more money coming in, so I knew I wanted to get something like this. I also got it because I realized that I need somewhere so people can sit when they're waiting, when they first come to the store. So this was a necessity as well. I definitely needed more seating in this place. This table over here is from home. It's been in my house for over 20 years now. So I grew up with this table. My mum was almost ready to chuck it out anyways, and I said, hey, look, it's going to be perfect for the store, and she gave it to me, and I think it's a great addition. Now, I've got heaps of racks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of these black racks I found off Facebook Marketplace from an old studio that was just willing to give these things out because they're used for a photo shoot. So in total, like, I think it cost me like $150 for the lot, so it was really cheap. These ones over here are from Kaynak, $27. I've got 4 of these in total. They're actually really good. These, once again, I got these from IKEA. I mean, $100 or so at most. I've got 2 of those. These frames are from IKEA. They're $2-3. They're, you know, it's nothing for that. My mum designed a little kind of white outline with it. So originally on this wall, I wanted to get a massive wooden kind of tie rack, which also looks a bit like a wine rack where there's, you know, squares inside and you'll be placing the tie inside. I think it looks really nice. I wanted to get a cupboard underneath for shoes as well, but that didn't work out because why? It cost quite a bit of money to make, custom make for your measurements and stuff, and I think it's gonna look really nice. I think it's something I have in mind for the future, but for the time being I wanted to start off with something that's a bit of a better, cheaper alternative. So I went to IKEA and I got some of these bad boys, and I think they work perfectly fine for now. They do the job. The most important thing is to make sure that you put yourself into a position where you're able to do the job. The rest will come. I mean, you'll have the cash flow to build into the interior of the store. One of these we picked up for around $30-40 off Gumtree as well. Nothing crazy over there. Coffee machine from Aldi, super cheap. The you know, the tea pot is also really cheap. Nothing major over here. I got this from Gumtree for $15 as well. It's where I stock all my teas, etc. Garment steamer was purchased by my lovely sister. It was a gift for me, but it's from JB Hi-Fi, and we know someone working at JB Hi-Fi, so we got a discount for that. Moving on to here. Now, this area is the only area where I actually built something into the store. Everything else was already as is. We had to get those racks from Bunnings, and you know, they weren't that expensive. We got this curtain from Spotlight as well, possibly around $100 or so. And then some of these clothes hangers, they're not called clothes hangers, they're called something else, but you get it, right? We got some of these as well, $10-15. And this theme over here, this concept of where I had 2 people speaking to each other, was always something I wanted to do. So I got these chairs from IKEA, and I believe they were $200 each, if I'm not wrong. This carpet's from home. We've had this in the home for a long time. This table is from Facebook Marketplace. The lady that was selling it lived in the street behind me. Obviously I asked for a bargain because it's gonna be a long drive. So I took that as well. This velvet bench from Kmart, super cheap. IKEA for these two, under $200, under $100 in fact. These mannequins are also from that place where I got the studio, where I got the racks from, so it was a real big bargain. The first racks I actually got in the store, however, were these silver ones, and I found that off a clothing store that had published them on Facebook Marketplace, and I took them for $50 each. You know, they're rolling in, etc. Now, things such as these typically cost around $300, $400 each when you're getting them first hand, and when you have 4 of them, you know, you're looking at $1,500. But if you have time and you do the research, you'll be able to find bargains with most of these things and turn a $1,500 cost into a $200 cost, which is what it came to me for. This over here has been in my house for ever since I've known. The Singer sewing machine I purchased later on off Gumtree. It wasn't that expensive. I went to a lady's house. She's had it from the 1920s. Her family's had it for, and it was about 30-40 bucks. But I think it's a great addition to the place. This podium over here, I built myself with my dad and one of his friends. We just got some wood from Bunnings and we just constructed it really. And here's a rug on top of it that I added later. Came out 40 bucks. Once again, super budget, super easy to do. The fabric for this podium is actually from the curtain, so that was a bonus. We had some extra fabric. I think I've run through most things. The purpose of this clip is just to show you that it really doesn't cost that much to get something nice happening. I mean, I asked a question on my Instagram saying, is there anything that you guys wanted to see into the interior to make it look better? And most people just respond with, it already looks perfect as is, you know, I think I really like it. Maybe add some painting or so, but besides that, I think people are generally happy. Oh, this mirror, before I forget. This mirror, I mean, take a guess on how much you think it would have cost. Something like this, custom made, a couple $100, picked it up for $80 off Gumtree, got my dad to go there, pick it up and come back in an hour. So, look, I mean, once again, it's always coming back to that notion of you can make it happen if you really want to. I don't think you stress about the money for such things because you build for it, you have time before opening the business, and you slowly save up. And all of this cost me under $4,000 to do, so that's nothing major. That's not something you can't be willing to invest before opening up a store. Thanks so much. Let me know if you have any questions.